How's it going, fellas? Today is Thursday, June 11th, 2026, on this extremely hot and humid. It is so freaking humid outside Thursday afternoon, on this hot, humid Thursday afternoon. As a matter of fact, I want to check it. When I checked the temperature earlier, it was 94. The feels like is 105. Let's since Matthew is in, I guess he's still here. He sent a message earlier saying no pre-show. I'm out of here. Well, assuming he actually is here, I'm going to convert this to communist units so that he can understand exactly how oppressively hot it is. It is 34 degrees outside, 34, and it feels like 40. So that means the dew point temperature has to be like close to 70. Close to, well, in freedom units. I'm going to switch back to freedom units because it just like, it makes me, it's like, it like, you know, you get something like, kind of like slippery or oily on your fingers, right? And you just can't wash it off. You can't get it off. That's what it's like having my units in communist units. But let me look at the dew point temperature. I did want to check that out. The dew point temperature, 72 degrees. And I always tell you to make sure you look at the dew point comfort chart. And if you look at the dew point comfort chart, let's make this a little bit bigger. Ha! That's what she said. You can see here, very humid and uncomfortable. We are 3 degrees away from the oppressive scale. So 3 degrees away from being oppressive. But you go outside and it's just, you can't breathe. Like, I don't know how people live in this. I was going to say this is what it was like in Miami, but the thing is it gets hotter here than it gets in Miami. So it gets hot in Miami, don't get me wrong, but it never gets to like it wouldn't get above 90 all too often in Miami, right? It would usually stay like at around 85 to 87 degrees in Miami, whereas here in the Washington, D.C. area, it is super common for it to get up to like 95 to 100 degrees and then have it be humid on top of that. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope we're all in for a fantastic stream tonight. I'm feeling good about this one, fellas. I'm feeling good. I sent the links out to a couple of people. Hello, sir. I'm not sure you met me before, I might seen, but as your neighbor, I just hope we can get along well. Wait. Okay. I got a message. So I send out a link to people all over, like every day before the stream. I send the link to like the same people. At this point, I'm sure that they have ignored, that people ignore me. That's fine. I'm used to being ignored. But you know, you ever get those spam messages that are like, "Hey, do you want to come over for dinner on Sunday?" And like, it's a number you've never seen, and then like immediately, boom, scam, right? And then like what they want you to do is they want you to be like, who is this? And they'll be like, oh, I thought I was texting my friend Mary. My name's Julie. I hope I didn't bother you. And it's like, oh, no bother at all. Oh, okay, great. Here's a picture, and it's always like some hot Asian woman. And I always like to respond with something like, oh, how did your face get disfigured? Or just like, you know, something just completely insulting them. Or I used to, like back in the day, I would just send them photos of, it's kind of like a certain type of play that rhymes. It's kind of like cat play, but you add a S at the beginning. So don't go Googling that. Do not Google that term. But I like to send them those kind of pictures. Don't ask me how I get those pictures, but nowadays with AI, anything is possible. All right, so I did want to jump in. I did want to take a closer look at something because there was something I did this morning before I started my work day. But there was something I did this morning that I kind of wanted to take a closer look at. So let me go ahead and pull. Okay, wait, what is this though? I want to. I'll explain what it is in a minute. Oh, okay. I think I need to stop following this. Okay. I'm going to add this to get ignore. Okay, that's fine. And then I need to stop tracking this file. How do I do that in? Yeah, I'm not even sure how to do that. I'm not sure how to do that with this interface. So I'm just going to go back to the old tried and true source tree, and then I know I can just do, I think it's like stop tracking. That's what I want, stop tracking. So I don't want to delete the file, but I'm kind of sick of dealing with it, so I'm just going to stop tracking it. And you left commit. Oh, I left the commit message blank. Stop tracking and ignore combined.md. Do I really want to do that though? Actually, let's think about this. Maybe I kind of want to make this part of the build process. No, I want to do it. I do want to do it. Okay, I do want to do it. I changed my mind. It took me a second to get there, but I changed my mind. Where is is anybody around? Like, Matthew sent a message pre-show asking like why is there no pre-show? Henna, I've been talking to her pretty much like all day, and now she's just suddenly gone MIA. Matthew just said, I'm going to be late for tonight's stand-up. Yes, for the stand-up, of course, being a software engineering term. So I don't know where everybody is. Well, that just gives me a chance to do what I want to do. I don't have to pay attention to anybody. I don't have to appease you people. I can be as selfish as I want to be. And ladies, in case you're out there, ladies, I've given this advice before to the ladies, but when you get into a new relationship, I would recommend that do not let the man that you're with, do not let the man you're with become a selfish lover, right? Because if you don't this is one of my biggest complaints about women. I have plenty of complaints, but they offer so little feedback, or so little like, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this right. Like, I wish you would do less of this and more of this. One time you try putting a pineapple in their butt and they just won't let you live it down. But so anyway, I don't know why I'm saying that, but just don't let your man be a selfish lover, because if you don't offer him anything, like in terms of feedback, and like, he's going to think that like, okay, well, there's no complaints, because that's how men work typically. Like, if we're not satisfied with something, we're going to give the feedback. So, we think that like the woman's brain works a similar way. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, so Matthew is around. Will Tyler says, more like stand down. Ha ha, ba-dum-ching. Here comes Will. We're never finishing this game, not sure says. And this is not how I run my stand-ups. I run 2 stand-ups a week. That's it. No more. I only run 2 stand-ups a week. Okay, let me finish looking at what I wanted to look at, and then we'll be able to like actually do some game development. But I want to take a look at something. I changed some things around. I need to. Okay, wait a minute. No. I need to rebuild the website before I can run it, because I added new functionality that I'm like kind of excited about. Like, it's something that I've been wanting to add for quite a while. And this is all about the maps. And I know that like most of you, like, I know Matthew doesn't care about the maps, but I don't care about Matthew, so it equals out. No, I love Matthew. But I know most of you guys don't care about the maps, so I try not to spend too much time on it on the stream. But humor me for a minute, because what I'm trying to having my maps look as nice as Bing.maps or Bing, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no, Bing. As Bing Maps, having my maps look as good as this, like I don't know that I would say that I would die feeling accomplished, but I would feel pretty proud if I could get my maps to look this good. And I mean, look how smooth that scrolling is. Like, that's the thing that I think, like, my friend David was terrible with this. He would just be like I remember trying to talk to him about like adding rain and like adding like a rain with an accumulating puddle and stuff like that. And he's like, well, why is that so hard? It's just rain. Just make it rain. What's the big deal? Well, so you want a puddle? Well, just make the puddle. Like, people who don't know how this shit works, like, they're like, well, it's just scrolling in and out. What's the big deal? Like, why is that so hard? Like, it's because you're an idiot. That's why it's so hard. Okay, that's why it's so hard. Okay, give me a second. All right, we're going to do this. All righty. Wait, nope. So the new functionality that I added to the map was this. Well, I can't say that I had too much to do with it. AI had a lot to do with it, though I did have to guide AI quite a bit. Freaking user mentality. It's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating. Well, why is it so hard? Just make it rain. I don't understand. That's the problem. You don't understand. So that's the whole crux of the conversation right there, David. You don't understand. All right, so let me see if I. Oh God. Oh. What? Okay. I mean, I don't hate it out here, but okay. Okay, this is not the neighborhood I wanted. I thought I was scrolling into. Is it? Wait. This is the neighborhood I thought I was. Well, oh, by golly, this was working on my other computer. By God, oh, there it goes. Now it's working. So wait a minute. If I start scrolled out, so let me see. No. Okay, if I start scrolled out and then I scroll in. Oh, there's another little town over there. I forgot that I even built that one up. Okay, so if I start scrolled out and then I scroll in, it does not do what I want it to do. And then if I reload the page, yeah, then it works great right here. And so what I'm getting at is you see how the roads intersect. So if I look at the quote unquote source code for that, let me go show you guys the quote unquote source code, and I'm going to keep saying quote unquote, and then I'm going to keep doing air quotes, quote unquote air quote source code. If I go to the source code and then I load that up, I'm just drawing lines. I'm not drawing this intersection. Okay, well apparently I'm not drawing anything. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right. Okay. Huh. Oh. Okay. So there's the problem. Okay. Anyway, but I'm not I'm just drawing lines, right? So I guess it actually would not be a terrible requirement if I at least had these lines make it nice. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let me find that line in the middle there. I'm trying to find this line. Okay, wait a minute. If I do this and then no. Wait, what? Okay, now I can't get the damn thing to disappear. What the hell is going on? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, Addy. Calm down, Addy. All right. There we go. Okay, so what I'm saying is I don't think it's a terrible requirement that if the line if this road that's almost horizontal intersects and ends with the line that's almost vertical, I don't think it's too much to ask that line actually just kind of end there as opposed to just crossing over. So what I mean is if I do this and then I do this, and what I can do is I can turn snapping on, and then then see there, now it actually snaps right up against that line. So then I can do this and I can save it. Now when I save it, that should resave the generated files. Let's make sure. Whoa. Okay. Well, keep in mind that this is rendered in QGIS, right? This is not what the what's rendered on the web page. So, okay. So wait a minute. I forgot to look at what I wanted to look at. Okay, so it's this line right here, and you can see that it does indeed end right at the road. So what I want to do now, just for giggles, because you guys are here, and I want to annoy you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the project. I don't need to save this, and then I'm just going to copy the file over to the website. So if I go here, Yonora Maps Urban Generated. Excuse me, it was this one. And now, if I go to Yonora website, if I go to the place where it's rendered, which is public, and then GeoJSON, and then it's I already forgot. Was it the alleys? It was the alleys. Okay, so I paste it in. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to rename this one of the same file name, ALLEYS. And then now if I go back over here, if I go back over here and I restart the server, so I'm just going to do dev. I don't need to like pull everything and stuff. So I restart the server. Now I'm just curious to see if it makes any big difference. Apparently, it just crashes the website. Nope, it doesn't make any big difference. Anyway, but getting these things, getting like these intersections to look like this, it was a pain in the ass. And now I see that I have to. There's still some work that needs to be done so that it doesn't undo that when you scroll. Anyway, so I need to make sure it doesn't undo that when you scroll. And then after that, I want to tackle street names. The street names are going to be a pain in the ass as well. Anyway, we don't have to keep talking about. Sorry, I'm late, says the Miss Huna. We were just talking smack about you, and I said if that woman isn't here in the next 5 minutes, there's going to be hell to pay. And you're lucky you made it on time, Henna. You're lucky. You're lucky. Give me 1 second. Let me pay attention right here for a second. Okay. All right. So Henna is saying hi. Matthew and Henna are saying hi. Get a chat room, you two. And then and Henna, of course, saves. She is basically ignoring everybody except for Matthew. I mean, I really think that there's potential here. There's long-term marriage potential. Probably kids. The whole works. Like I see this happening. I see it happening. Okay. What are we going to work on today? What are we going to work on today? Let me think. Let me close some stuff. So let me close a few things so I am less distracted with stuff, right? All right. So we're going to close that. Easy. We're going to close that. Easy. And we're going to close that. Okay. Now, I know I could have just closed the app, but I needed to review everything to make sure I really wanted to close it. Okay. Let's load up Unity and let's get to doing some game dev, right? We're going to do some game deving. By the way, I hope you guys like the hat. So I am moving next week. This is not a secret, and I'm trying to decide like what to take, like what kind of things I'm going to take with me. And then I was like, I need to take my hats. I need to take at least a few hats for the stream. So okay, wait. Scene backups recovered. Do you want to copy? No, I don't believe in that. I don't need the backups. So that's why I have GitHub. So I'm going to take this hat for you guys. I mean, do you like it like this, or do you like it backwards? Right? Like this is how Robbie Flava Pop. This is how Flava Pop would wear his hat. Which, by the way, I shared some of that conversation. Actually, I need to send the link. I want to send the link to his girlfriend. But I shared some of that conversation. This text conversation I had with Robbie. These text messages, and it's like. And I don't know if it was Matthew or if it was not sure, but they summed it up that it's like talking to like a 19, 20-year-old kid, right? Like he still talks like he's like 20 years old. And then early in the morning, he's saying this shit like, and this is a common trait that like every addict I have been close with follows similar patterns of like, I'm on a higher level of consciousness. I have an awareness that most people don't have. I'm just like, they get this like narcissism that's just like, I'm so amazing that I have to be a drug addict. Like I don't understand why they all go to that. Like I don't understand how that is the progression of things. But they like literally, I can think of like 3, including Robbie, so 2. But like 2 other people I knew, one of which is dead, and the other of which I don't even know. But it's the same kind of shit where it's just like, I just, I'm like really, I'm just stronger than most people. And like, I can't take the normal world, man, because I'm just not normal. And like, and it's like, no, you're just a fucking drug addict. Like, at least it just, if Robbie was like, cause I was giving him hell because he's like telling me, well, first of all, like I said, he talks like he's 19, so I can't understand him. And then with that whole message he sent where he was like, I was like, what were you arrested for? And he's like, oh, for mounting some guy's HD. And I'm thinking like, okay, like you can mount a hard drive. Like that is very common terminology to say, I'm mounting this hard drive. As a matter of fact, in Linux, there is an entire drive. It's a special drive, but there's an entire called /MNT. And do you know what the /MNT stands for? It stands for mount, because when you mount external storage to the operating system, that's where it gets mounted to. And so he says, I mounted some guy's HD. And I'm like, what the fuck is HD? And again, and I've talked about this before, he's one of those people, they can't answer a question directly. For whatever reason, they cannot answer a question. So I'm like, what's an HD? And instead of just explaining it, he's like, what's a common toy for men? And I'm like, what, that starts with HD? I don't know. A hard drive? I don't know, but apparently it stands for Harley Davidson. And I'm like, okay, okay, all right. And then the next sentence, like the next topic, he's talking about like it wasn't even English. I mean, it was English, but it just made no sense. But then he starts using initialisms again, where it's like BWB, and he uses BWB like 3 times, and I'm like, why do you think I know what BWB stands for? Like, I know what BBW is, but like, what is BWB? Like, oh my God, it's infuriating. Anyway, so this is like wearing a hat like this. It reminds me of It reminds me of Robbie. Okay, let's do some game dev. What were we working on yesterday? I don't remember. Oh, the animations. That's right. So we had this guy, and so Matthew's here. Maybe he can help out. Oh wait, the animator is not active. Well, that could maybe be why he wasn't animated yesterday. Day-night cycle? No, the day-night cycle will come another time. Or I'm hoping maybe Matthew will fix his day-night cycle. Since I'm using his, now I'm going to have to go into like some junior engineer code and disable that. Or not disable, but work on that and fix that. Okay, so he's just standing still. Now, look, he is rotating. The rotating is me. It's not part of the animation. The rotation is me having the model rotate. But he's just sitting there like that. So, how do I get him to move? That is the question. All right. So the animator is at least active, I think, and here is our lovely animator, right? The animator is named my new awesome animator controller that I'm going to make, even though Matthew isn't here. But I am not bitter like Henna, who is very mad Matthew isn't here. But we do know that he is not with his father because his father does not love him, just like my father does not love me, which I think honestly is a great name for an animator. And I'm joking with the whole father stuff. I know that, but I'm sure Matthew's father loves Matthew very much. Okay, let's see what we can. Okay, so this, I was able to do something yesterday. I was able to play the animation with the little like avatar thingy. Well, what's going on? Oh, wait a minute. Did we have... No, never mind. I remember there was an error that was happening. Oh, wait a minute. It is there. Okay, we need to figure this out. Because like I said, what this is usually indicative of... This is generally indicative of I think I know what it is. But this is generally indicative of an exception thrown like at startup, basically, and then something doesn't initialize properly, and now the debugger the debug heads up display can't do its heads up display. But the interesting thing is that we actually are not getting any early exception, which makes me think I just had an idea. So this is the interactable enemy NPC, and then here I tried remove. Like, how the fuck do I get rid of this? Removed component applied to. Oh. No! I didn't want to do that. No. Oh fuck. Okay, I think I can just revert this. Okay. All right. So I think what's happening is. All right. Can I just Control Z that? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Okay. So that's a start. I think what's happening is that this Chill at First Guard 2, he's using this interactable enemy NPC script as opposed to the enemy NPC script. I think there is probably some script that is doing like a get component enemy NPC, and it's failing. And then that's just causing the exception. So I probably literally have some code that's like get component enemy NPC or something like that. Okay, let's just kind of, I mean, that should be easy enough to track down. Well, let's test that theory by, let's disable this guy altogether. Let's enable his brother. Little known fact that, so the other guy, his name is, I believe, Henna Vale. Henna Vale. Yep. There's a big old hint in there. So I believe his name is Henna Vale, and then the other one is Flavor Pop. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's not Flavor Pop. It's Flavor Pop. But the other one only has the enemy NPC script. You can see here, and name Henna Vale. Yeah, you see what I did there? So let's run this and see if there is no error. If there is not an error, then that is it's not 100% proof, but it is pretty indicative that my theory is correct. It's not proof, but it's a good suggestion that I'm on the right track. Matthew says the best name. Now, I don't know what name you're talking about. You might be talking about the animator name. You might be talking about the NPC name. I'm going to choose that you're talking about both. That's what I'm going to choose to believe. Okay, we can see the error is still happening, so I am full of shit and don't know what I'm talking about. All right? All right. I did enable Green Guy. Maybe it has to do with Green Guy. Let me disable Green Guy, and we'll see. All right, give me 1 second, boys. Okay, let me see. Okay, so it is related to Green Guy. It has to have something to do with Green Guy, because when we enable Green Guy, we're seeing it. So that should be pretty easy to track down. I remember there was it was this junior engineer. This was like 6 years ago or so. That this guy that I used to work with, it was junior engineer. And I remember I gave him this this bug, which was a crash. Like, I know crashes are probably something Matthew never deals with because he's dealing with Unity games and they don't really crash. So anyway, I mean, well, I'm sure they crash, like Unity crashes, like I know. But anyway, so the system, like, it's a crash, and I gave it to this guy, and like he messages me, and he's like, hey, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And basically the gist of it is that he was a little concerned because it was such a, I forget how he put it, but like it was such a like a big deal. Like he thought the bug was like a big deal, and he was just because he was still like pretty new, and I was like, and so he was nervous that it was going to be like because our system is very complex. It's a million lines of code. At that time, it was probably like 800,000. So that's a big code base, and if you're coming into it brand new, then yeah, but first of all, coming into code brand new, it's best to fix bugs than it is to write features. If your goal is to learn the code base, it's best to fix bugs. And then, but I gave him this bug, and it was a crash, and I'm like, crashes are generally like, I would put crashes in the class of bugs, generally easier to fix. Like crashes are generally pretty easy to fix. The bugs that really scare me are this only happens every now and then type of bugs, and then you actually have definitive proof that, yeah, it only is happening every now and then. Or like, oh, you're supposed to be generating a bunch of data, and you are generating a bunch of data, but the data's slightly off. Like those can also be scary. But like, yeah, the entire like, oh, this, I'm not sure which is worse. Like, because especially like the data one, like at least in the field that I'm in, the data one could be a bug that happened a week ago, but it only manifests through data after it's been accumulating for a week. Like, right? So like that is a nightmare. And then of course this only happens occasionally is also a nightmare. So bugs generally are pretty easy unless it's like it only happens every now and then after the data goes bad kind of bug, and then it's like a crash, and then it's a pain, and then it can be a pain in the ass. But generally, crashes are some of the easier bugs to fix. This bug I would put in a similar class as a crash, just because it's an exception, and it's an exception because something is null. So we should be able to find out pretty easily what is null, and I would say probably figure out why. So let's go ahead, run the game. Let's actually do the attach. Well, let's let the bug manifest. Then we'll attach, and then actually we'll go ahead and we'll attach. But we're not going to set the breakpoint until after we've seen it. Until we've seen the error. Matthew says I fucking hate them. Only happens on X if you do Y, but it can be reproed. But it can't be reproed in the editor. Yep. Yeah, like that. That's a big like it can't be reproed in a debug environment, which is a pain in the ass. Difficult to reproduce bugs are the worst. Yes, and like QE people like that. That's always one of the things. Like when I work with QA, QE, I always go back and forth between what I call them. Basically, the women, right? So what I tell them to do is like get me definitive steps to reproduce. Right? Because if you were looking at something and you just saw it once and like, you get those fucking testers that are like, yeah, no, I saw a crash. Okay. Well, do you have any details? Well, yeah, I was using the program and it crashed. Okay. Well, can you send me a screenshot? No, this was last week. So were you able to reliably crash? No, it just happens every now and then. And it happened last week. And I've already reset my system. I've already deleted all the data I had. And actually, I even installed a new version. Like, what the fuck are you? Like, you're giving me nothing to work with. Literally nothing. So, God, women. Drive me nuts. I love you, Hannah. You're the best. Difficult. Lucky I don't have to deal with that. QA and our projects is top notch. Full repos, steps, videos, logs. That's very nice. It's very nice. It's very nice. You have some very thorough women in your company, I see. Yep. Repos, steps, videos, logs, expected versus what happened. I never fill out expected versus what happened. Because, like, when I write a bug, which does happen. I mean, developers write bugs all the time. But, well, that has two meanings, actually. But we write bugs in Jira all the time. And I'm like, if you don't know what's supposed to happen, get out. Get out. Get out. I know. One female QA. Yeah, see? I told you. It's always the QE people, the QA people, they're always female. Not always, but they always are. Actually, I guess back when I was in Portugal, I was talking to my daughter, and I told her something that I was pretty proud of. So we have a lot of customers in the Middle East, and so we have support staff in the Middle East, like people who are, I think they're mostly based in Egypt, but like Egyptian born, live in Egypt, work from Egypt, right? And then we have customers in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, and anyway. So they're they're like very kind of like, they come from a Muslim society, very patriarchal. And there's this one QE person that I work with, and she is very good. Like, I used to have, I'm not even going to say that. Maybe on the member stream I'll tell you that. But she's very, very good. She's very good at what she does. She knows her shit. I have very good confidence in her. And if she is looking after a case, I'm like, it's in good hands. Like, I am confident that I was going to say her name. I don't want to say her, but I'm confident that she is going to handle the issue, and I'm confident also that she is only going to bother me if she really is stuck. Which that's what I'm there for. I mean, that's part of what I'm there for, right? Like, to be like the last line of defense against an issue. And so there was this one customer, and I had been following the ticket because it kept coming back up, and she was asking she was asking our not on-site support staff, but basically, so she's a QE person based in India, and she was working with like a customer support person based in Egypt, working with a customer who I think this one was in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure, but anyway. And she would ask them for something, and then she would, oh, Matthew, member for 3 months, junior software engineer. Did your membership expire? Oh, weird. Okay, well, thank you for the membership, Matthew. Great. Thank you. Well, I'm just making tons of money off of you fools. I mean, guys. I mean, people. So anyway, so she's back and forth with these, like, I'm watching the ticket, and it's just like she's asking them for something, and then like they come back like 2 weeks later with like kind of what she asked for, but not specifically what she asked for. And then like the next day, do you have any update? Like, and it's just like they're just being assholes. And so I get this email about, important escalation or whatever the hell. Oh, another one. Look at this. Not Sure giving out the memberships. Wow, Not Sure must have gotten a big bonus or something. He's just been like throwing money at me. Just like, wait, is it because of this? Is it because of the booty? No. So I get this email that's like important escalation. And the support folks, it's always like the customer is very angry and the customer is considering not renewing their contract in October, blah, blah, blah. It's like if I dropped everything every time I heard the customer is threatening to not renew their contract. If I dropped everything every time I heard that, I would get nothing done. Because that is the same story over and over and over. Anyway, so these guys that I see this QE what the hell is going on? Like, stop. I mean, okay, can I mute that? I think I can mute. Okay, mute event sounds. So it's going back, like, I get this email and blah, blah, blah. And basically what it was like, I was talking to her in chat, and I'm like, why are they like, what are they giving you what you're asking for? Because according, like, I look at the ticket and it doesn't. She's like, no, they're not. Like, they're like, I asked them for this, and this, and they never confirm, and they never. So I basically, I'm like, I respond to the email where they're on it and they're pressing me like, can one of the lead developers get on a call with the customer? And I'm like, well, Manju's asked for this. Or, God damn it, I said her name. But she's asked for this and this, and I still don't see that you've gotten it back to her. So like once we have that information, then maybe we can then she can take a look at it and we can decide. And then they come back with like, well, we really need to like. I really think it's important that like we get in. What did they say? Like that we get in. Let me see if I can find the conversation. But it was basically like that we get an experienced and knowledgeable engineer on the call, and the QE woman, she had told me that she thought that they were doing this because she's a woman and that they wanted to get a man, and that the customer wanted a man on the call because, again, they're based in the Middle East. The support staff is in the Middle East. And so he said something to the extent of like, we really want to get an experienced and knowledgeable engineer on the call. And I said something like, I just kept pushing back because I could at that point. It was just became a matter of just pride. And I was like, get the information that she has asked for. How did I put it? Get the info. Oh, okay, I gotta find it because I really like the way I worded it. It was I sent it to my daughter, but give me a minute. When did I go to Portugal? That was back in was it April? It was like April, March. Let's see. I gotta find it. Okay, so here's what I said. I think this is what I wrote to my daughter. There's the support staff in the Middle East who, whenever they are dealing with one of my female engineers, give her a hard time and escalate to me to see if someone else can help. She told me a while back that she believed it's because she's a woman, and once she told me that, I started to notice the same pattern. So now whenever they ask, I always say no. They've been working with her for about 3 months on a case and wrote to me, I would also like to believe that an experienced engineer could spare some time to join a call with the customer. Mind you, this woman had been on multiple calls with the customer. So I responded, having another engineer join the call at this point would not provide any additional feedback. And then I use her name. Let's just say Henna. Henna, a very experienced engineer. Having another engineer join a call at this point would not provide any additional feedback outside of what Henna, a very experienced engineer, has already suggested. And so I'm just like, no, I'm not going to are there more senior engineers on the team? Yes. But I'm not going to have them just sit on a call for like 2 or 3 hours with the customer and accomplish nothing. Because she's very thorough in what she does, and I could see that they were just like they weren't giving her what she was asking for. They weren't working with her, but they were still expecting a resolution. And it's just like, motherfuckers, no. And I love being oh God, I kind of love sticking up for my team like that. Just kind of like, no, deal with her. She's experienced. She knows what she's doing. Deal with her. If she says we need to have another, because I trust her enough to be like, this is out of my hands. I don't know. I need somebody above me. I trust her to come to me with that. So, anyway, I don't know how I got on that topic. What is this? Okay, so a bunch of memberships. ARG still don't know how to tag even when I am on a PC. And then Matthew, again, a man is mansplaining to Henna how to tag. It should show their name after you start typing, and then you click it. It only highlights of the person tagged. Oof. That explains it. And then now Henna is asking Matthew if he wants to make out, and Matthew is sending her an eggplant emoji. I like, this is just bizarre. And then Not Sure is in there saying, do what the woman asked for, idiots. Yes. But it was like literally after she said that to me, after the engineer said that to me, I was like, yeah, like I kind of see it now. Like it might have been the power of suggestion, but kind of see it. Okay, are we still getting this? I forgot that this is even running. Okay, so we definitely are still getting that error, so let's go ahead and break into it. Okay, so we hit this right away. And what is it this NPC? No? Name text. The name text is no? Huh? Okay, first of all, what is this thing? This is the NPC debug HUD. The NPC debug HUD is not even... Oh, okay. This is the thing that floats above their head. Oh, okay. I think I know what this is. I think I do. I may have only added... Maybe I only added it to the enemies? All right, give me a sec. I need to pay attention over here. All right, give me a second. Just give me a second, guys. I got to type out this response. Give me a second. All right. Okay. Do what the woman asked for. Henna has a little halo, and then Matthew, you two need to get a room. You two need to get a room. Okay, let's go look at Green Guy, because I think what it is, I may have only. Oh, I see the problem. I think I see the problem. Wait a minute. Health slider canvas, health slider text, state text. Yeah, entity name. So why did I... Let me look at the prefab. Chill at first guard. That was weird. Chill at first guard. How can I see the prefab? He's based on a prefab. Where's his prefab? Transform. Capsule mesh. Oh, wait. No. This guy's definitely based... I just want to see his prefab. What am I forgetting? Oh, my stars and garters. Prefab. Replace. No, I want to go to it. Oh, my God. How do I open the prefab? Matthew? No, don't tell me, Matthew. Don't tell me. What the hell? Like, there's something basic I'm just forgetting. There's some disconnect. I'm forgetting. Because this guard is based on this guard has a prefab under him. And I don't remember how to get... Okay, well, oh, the game's still running. Okay, let me, maybe if I stop the game, maybe that'll make a difference. Yes, it did make a difference. It made all the difference. Okay, so that's the issue. I put the entity name, I put that on the NPC patrolman. I did not put it on Green Guy. So that's what that error is. All right, easy. So I could paste that entity name, could go here. And then I think I need to drag it because he should. Yes. You want to see that? Okay, you're too late, Matthew. I did it without you. Okay, thanks for nothing, English boy. All right, so that error should go away. Let's confirm that. Yes, I know I'm in play. You're like 2 minutes late, Matthew. Okay, all right. So just don't even talk to the white girl because the black girl ain't listening. All right. So just don't even want to hear it. I remember hearing that once when I was like in second grade, and like I never forgot it. I fell in love with it. I thought it was hilarious. Okay. Perfect. So the error did go away. All right. I feel like I should make the entire like overhead thing a prefab, and then I should drag that on. But you know what? We'll worry about that another day. We'll worry about that another day. Okay, we're trying to figure out like the whole animation thing. We're trying to figure out like why the animate doesn't animate. Why won't the animate? Right? Because okay, so here's where I was able to see it, like down here. See, I want that to be. I just want him to be doing that by default. Like, why can't he do that by default? And so let me see. If I go back to the enemy NPCs and then I go to Chill at First Guard 2, I enable him. There's his animator. And then he has his avatar. If I go to the animator, fists punch L, which is what I was just looking at. Right? Because it's under movements, animation, fists punch L. So, and it's orange, which tells me it's the default animation. So why is it not animating? And Matthew has no answers for me. When I'm up to date with stream, is buffers. No. When I'm okay, I don't know what you were saying no about. All right. What, don't I have like super lag turned on? Like there should be like no lag. All right, I'll have to look at it next time. Oh, there should be minimal. I mean, of course there'll be some lag, but there should be minimal lag. Is it set to loop or no? That's a good question. Where would that be? Because I see speed and motion time, cycle, offset, mirror. Is mirror what I want? Is like mirror is kind of another word for not really, but I mean maybe. I don't know what the mirror does, but it's the closest thing on this menu to loop that I see. So I'm going to enable it and see if that works. It didn't work. And this is the animation pack that Not Sure made me buy for $65. $65 frickin' dollars I spent on this thing, and it doesn't even work. Cat's in the way. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. The Not Sure. Not Sure with his Not Sure. Okay, this is getting a little annoying. This is going to be like this. I think I look more respectable like this. Click the motion. Yep. Yeah, no animated objects and no animatable objects selected. Open it, I should say. All right, it's open. I mean, I guess this is okay. And now he's in the middle of giving me tech support, and he has to step away for a second. Like, this is why, by the way, this is why the Americans were able to defeat the English, because the English, they stay up till 4 a.m. on a work night, so they're too tired in the morning when they're supposed to go to battle at 7 a.m. They're like, they're not even hungover. Like, at least being hungover would be respectable. No, they're just tired. So, and they're in the middle of something, and then they just step away for a second. He probably has to go have tea and bangers and mash or something. Although I think bangers and mash is Irish. I don't think it's English. All right. What's this? Yep. Bangers and mash. So difficult. Okay, what the hell is going on then? Let's see. And Henna is, of course, no help here. Clip count. Curves, position. Scowl Mesh, Bodyguard 2. Oh, I think I see the problem. Oh. Okay, I see the problem. I think I see the problem. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. It was Matthew's fault. I think I figured it out. Let me see. Let's see if this works now. This is gonna be cool if it works. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy. It didn't work. I thought I figured it out, but it didn't work. Did you select the... Okay, so here's the setup, okay? Here is the model. Let me turn my highlighter on so you can maybe see a little bit bigger. Let me make this here. Okay, so here's the highlighter. No, that joke. We did that joke once before. We don't need to do it again. Okay, so I will make it a little bit bigger. I think that's fine. Okay, so here's the NPC right here. Chill at First Guard 2, right? And then, so down here, this, I guess, is the FB. I don't know. But anyway, it is... Wait a minute. I have 2 animators. So should the animator be on... Should the animator... Okay, because Chill at First Guard 2 is a prefab. I appreciated the joke the second time. I can teach you henna. Oh, did you select... Okay, yeah, I am useful as a dishwasher to these things. I mean, at least you know your place. Oh, whoa. That was uncalled for. No. Nope. Accidentally loaded up work email. Nope. It drives me fucking nuts. It drives me nuts that I have Outlook. It's not in the system tray and it's not on any taskbar, but I still get the fucking notifications. So, like, anyway, doesn't really matter where it is. I'd keep it at the parent level. Okay. Well, I have 2 animators. I'm going to disable the one. So this is the mesh. Skeleton mesh body, or the avatar, I guess. So I'm going to disable the animator on that. I'm going to keep the animator that's on the parent level active. That has the animator controller. It has the avatar with the same skeleton mesh. Yeah, skeleton mesh bodyguard /2 avatar. I would love to learn coding, but I enjoy the after use of these codes as a player. I vibe coded a web app for work. Guess how many lines it is? Well, what does it do? Right? I mean, does it just say hello world? Because if it only says hello world, then it's probably, and if it's vibe coded and it only says hello world, then it's probably only like 10,000 lines. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to fix this animation. Okay, not sure. Can we pay attention to me for a second? Not sure. Okay? Like, I'm trying to figure out why I can't get this. You made me spend $65 on this. I'm trying to get it I'm trying to get it working. Okay? So just pay attention to me for a second. Okay, so the model, okay, scale factor, import, okay, all of that I think is fine. Here's the move. Okay, I think the music stopped. It processes a web. That still doesn't tell me what it does. It processes a WebSocket. You might as well have said I mounted his HD. Like, well, actually, no, because I understand what you said more than I mounted his HD. Like, I mean, I process his WebSocket data stream, but that's very generic. Like, it's like, hey, I bought an electronic device. Well, what does it do? Well, I plug it into the wall and I turn it on. Well, what does it do after you turn it on? It works. Okay, but what function does it do when you turn it on? Oh, it consumes electricity. Like, what does it do? Oh, you can't say. Okay. Why is this not working? Okay, I wanted to get and why? Wait a minute. How can why can't I? Where's my play button? Why is there no play button there? I want a play button. Okay, import constraints, model materials. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Animation compression. No, I don't think that has anything to do with anything either. Okay, wait a minute. This looks good. This looks promising. See? So there it is. Okay. Loop time. Do I want to wait, enable the animation. Okay. Enable to make the animation play through and then restart when the end is reached. Oh, maybe that's what I need to turn on. Okay. I thought that said loop poop cycle. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. Yes, but I guess I'm going to want to come back and actually change that. Like when I actually want to implement the animation, like as a normal animation. Poop loop. That's what I thought it said for a second. I remember when WebSockets were coming to be, when like WebSocket, and I wrote a white paper on this chat app that I was. Oh, sweet! Look at it! Look, nice. Nice. I figured it out. No thanks to Matthew. Oh, sweet. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'll fuck you up, dude. I'll fuck you up. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. Anyway, let me see if I can find that. But I wrote a white paper on long polling because this was at a time when WebSockets weren't really widely used. I'm going to have to find that. But I really loved the idea of long polling. So this chat application, which is basically like it's like Kekbo, right? And it worked through my message board. And I had to write, so I wrote this long polling server and the client supported long polling. And I was really proud of it because you could like send the message and it was quick. And it all worked based on long polling. What was the change? I checked out for a minute. You know what? I'm not even going to tell you. I don't know that you deserve to know, right? Like I don't think you even deserve to know, Matthew. No. What was the change? It was down here. Didn't I just fucking click this? Okay, maybe it was different. What the fuck is going on? Okay, yeah, right here, loop time. I had to click that. I had to click the loop time. So it wasn't clicked. It basically wasn't looping. So yeah. So what I would like to do. So if I want to play an animation, then is it as simple, Matthew, as getting this animator in code, right? Is it as simple as doing something I'm just going to make this up. It's not going to work. Well, I'm going to put in a new file. But is it as simple as just kind of like animator equals this, get components, animator, something like that. And then, so this is fists underscore punch underscore L. So would it be as simple as like animator, I don't know, play fists underscore whatever it was called, punch underscore L? Like, is it as simple as doing that? Obviously with some more like, you know, options and whatever. But is this essentially the idea of being able to do the animations through code? I'll wait for your response. I'm waiting. Oop, 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 oop. I gotta send a text message. Matthew says, oh my fucking God, is the stream lagging for anybody else? I can't cope. What? Is it lagging? What's happening? Nobody has mentioned anything. Not sure. Is the stream lagging? Hannah, is the stream lagging? I don't think it's lagging. Try. You know what, Matthew? Try on Twitch. I'm not even joking. Try. Just see on Twitch if it's any better. I'm just now I'm curious. Stream is good. Okay, it's his English internet is what it is. Not for me. Wait, Hannah, you got to add some context. It's good for you or it's not good for you? Okay, so good. It's Matthew. It's Matthew's problem, not my problem. But I do think that what I was saying is basically how it works, because there's already so like if I do where we saw it yesterday, right? We saw it where was it? Yeah. So animator. So there I get the animation component. Yeah. So set trigger. Now I don't quite and then play idle. So I'm not quite sure what the set trigger does, but I'm sure it's probably not that big of a deal. And then we play the animation. So yeah. And so not sure. This is what I was talking about. Like I want to this up here, the complexities of this state machine is basically the same thing, except it's in a graphical format for morons. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. Not everybody's a programmer. It's in a graphical format for morons that don't know how to program. And so basically it's the same thing. And that's why I don't want to use this. I don't want to try and like work like it does it. Like there's no advantage to trying to shoehorn the graphical representation of the logic when I can just do the same thing in code, right? Where does the mixing happen between animations? I'm sure you can do it in code, right? We just have to figure out how and where. And like that's a good question. So let's see. Trying to think of how we could do this pretty easily. So every NPC is going to have an animator. So let's go to base NPC. So I think okay, so we're already getting the animator because I am a genius. So how do we do this? What is this? Wait for 0.4 seconds. That's some AI shit. Private static, wait for 4 seconds. That's acceptable. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm all distracted. I'm over here I'm looking for my document on long polling. Over here, I'm looking at my code for this game, and in my mind, I'm just thinking about my maps. So it's just I'm all over the place. Long polling with C# and yep. See, look at this. Look at this. Look how professional I was trying to be. The primary goal is to create a model. And in here, okay, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I was very proud of that little project I did where I because it worked really well. It worked really well. Like as soon as I heard what long polling was, I was like, that's pretty cool. And so I did it and I thought it was neat. Matthew is back. Hopefully his internet is too. But and Matthew, once again, I was able to answer my question that I had posed a question to you, and I was able to answer it before you could. So, you're pretty. I think Matthew. I think what I'm trying to say is we've outgrown each other, and honestly, it's you. It's not me. So. Henna is, of course, welcoming Matthew back with a kissy face. I'm not jealous. Nope, not at all. Nope, not one bit. Not jealous at all. Not one little bit. How do I ban somebody? No. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm happy for those crazy kids. I'm happy for them. What's going on over here? Let's play a game of chess. I mean, we've done enough coding for today, so let's just play a quick game of chess. We've done enough programming. Let's see. I'm going to do a 10-minute game. I want to take my time because I found that I've started losing on time quite a bit with the 5-minute games. So I want to try. Is he going to try like a Scholar's Mate? Okay, he's not. All right. Well, that's good. All right, he's going to make me double up. He's going to push down. What's he going to do? Why did he do that? That seems like I guess. What was it that important to him for me to ruin my pawn structure? And then now Matthew's responding to Henna with a kissy face. I'm not jealous. Nope, not at all. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not jealous. I'm not, just again, another budding friendship that I am responsible for and get absolutely no credit for, and will probably never meet either party involved, except I have met Henna, but I will probably never meet Matthew. So, unless maybe when Matthew becomes a refugee to America, because like when the Civil War that's already underway really starts to get heated up, then maybe. Addy Goes Place is setting everyone up. I really should just kind of start like a dating service, right? Like a matchmaking service. What? You are not coming to our wedding? All right, since you insisted. What is he doing here? He's not gonna. Okay, that's unprotected. Kind of like what? Oh no. No, maybe, no. Probably. I'm just gonna push my queen. All right. Let's see. Okay, he's threatening my bishop. If I go back, he's whoa. If I go here, he's probably gonna come down, and then I go here, and then. Whoa, wait a minute. I go here. He goes there. I go here. He's probably going to push this. I push up. He pushes down again. I go back. All right. I think that's fine. I like this pin. He might just go ahead and castle and break the pin. I don't know. You'll be my bridesmaid. No, I want to be the ring boy. I was the ring boy like 3 times when I was a kid because my aunts, they were some hoes is what they were, because they kept getting married. And then there was one who had a kid. Oh, she had a kid. And the father who was legal there, let's just say the legal father and the bio father were not the same. Let's just put it like that. And so I was at her wedding, and then there was another aunt where I was a ring bearer who, again, got some hoes going on. Hoes be hoeing. So, anyway. I'm going to castle. I kind of want to castle to Queenside castling. I mean, I just feel like a lot of stuff is pointing over here, right? Like you got this guy coming, whereas to the other side, it's not. I mean, I guess it's just as bad, actually. All right, we'll go ahead and castle Kingside. Oh, shit. I wasn't even paying attention. Motherfucker, not sure. Oh, I guess I can at least open up the center. Do I have any other threats? Not really. All right. Oh, I might as well get something. Yeah, so I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream, I unfortunately will not be here tomorrow. I am going to go, and I'm going to go get my drink on is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this place, this bar that I used to go to. Like back when I was like drinking quite regularly, there's this bar that was not that far from my that's an interesting move. There's this bar that's not too far from the office that we used to have. And it has this nice outdoor section. Actually, what's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow? I think it's probably going to be hot as balls tomorrow. And as we all know, especially Henna, balls are pretty hot. Ha! No. So, no, I didn't mean that. That was really rude. Ah, fuck, man. This guy's kicking my ass. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? What the fuck? God damn it. Didn't even see that. God damn it. This is not Shore's fault. Anyway, so there's this bar that I'm going to go to tomorrow. There's a funny story about this bar. I have tons of stories, by the way, because I'm old. But there was this one time, and actually this story is relevant because the World Cup just began today. But there's this bar. So you might know the bar, not sure. It's called Jackson's. Jackson's in not Dulles Town Center. What the hell is it called? Reston Town Center. And it has this nice outdoor section, right? And so I would go there, and it would depend, but there might have been a day or two when I would go there around 12 o'clock and like drink and get drunk and then go home. That might have happened a couple of times. Oh, Not Sure says, I know it. The owner died opening night. Really? I didn't know that. They've got good dessert though. And then actually some of their, I haven't, like their food was okay. For bar food, it was pretty good. So you can see over here, there's this outdoor section. Actually, Henna and I went there. So anyway, we are, blah, 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 blah. There was this one day where the World Cup was going on, and I don't remember who was playing, but there was a match that I wanted to watch, and it came on at like noon. So I decide that I'm going to tap out of work at like, I'm not going to stop working. This was back when I was going to the office. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just be like, hey, I'm going to work the rest of the day from home. So I left at like 11:30 and yeah, this is the bar section I'm talking about. I really like this outdoor bar section. And so I tap out at like 11:30, 11:45, right? And I go and I sit and at that time, there's really like at that time on like a Tuesday, there's not a lot of people at the bar. And so I was able to get like a primo bar seat, which like I have this whole theory about real estate, about bar real estate, and not like opening a bar, but like when you're at a bar as a patron, like there's like this whole thing about real estate. I treat it like real estate. Like, what neighborhood do you want to live in? Like, I don't want to live over there because there's nothing going on over there. That area looks a little dangerous, but this area is a primo spot, right? So anyway, I get a primo spot. And like I watched the World Cup game, like, woo, World Cup, whoa, crazy. And so after the World Cup game, I just kind of I hang out, right? I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a couple of drinks. I got my laptop, so I'm doing some work, getting a little drunk, eating, and next thing I know, this guy Ken, I don't know why I said his name. It's not really relevant to the story, but this guy Ken that I work with, that I used to, I used to work with them, and like he was kind of like up there in terms of management, right? Like he wasn't my boss, but he was management, and he's actually the guy who interviewed me and got me hired. So he shows up. And he's like, Addy. I'm like, oh, Ken, what's going on? He's like, hey, he's like, hey, you got the email? And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah, about the happy hour. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So apparently he had sent out an email to people being like, hey, we're going to go to Jackson's for happy hour. See you around 4:00. I had no fucking idea. I had been there since noon getting drunk. And he's like, oh, hey, like, and I just completely played it off. Like, oh, yeah, no, I just got here. Crazy. Wow. What just like, no, I just got here early. Meanwhile, I'm hammered, and then like I end up leaving at like 4:30. So, that was fun. That was a fun time. So I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I'm gonna go there. What's the weather gonna be like tomorrow? I think it's gonna be like it's gonna be 95, which is like 40 in communist units. Let's convert this for Henna and Matthew, the communist couple. I'm gonna convert it. Let's see. So it's gonna be 35 tomorrow. With the dew point probably really, really terrible. Dew point at 22. Wait, no, that's today. Let's look up tomorrow. Yeah, you can see here dew point 22, 22, 22. Let's see. Dew point comfort chart Celsius. So let's look at it for the weirdos in the chat. For those weirdos that only speak communist units. So, okay. So what did it say? It said, I think 22. Yeah. 21, 22 degrees. So around the time I get there, which would be about 2 or 3 o'clock, I might go a little early, like 1 o'clock, 22 degrees Celsius. And that is muggy, quite uncomfortable, but they have big fans and stuff. So it's going to be good. Who are you going with? I'm going with one of my favorite people in the world. Me. Now I'm going to go there and I'm just going to go hang out and drink, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll meet my next best friend. That's what I would say. Not sure. You should come hang out. Let's get a beer. But I know he's probably in like somewhere in California, or I don't know why I said California. He's probably somewhere in California. I don't know. Where are you at these days? Not sure. Are you in California? Because it would be like he literally lives 10 minutes from where I live. He lives 10 minutes from where I live, and I'm not going to get to meet him before I go next week. Should I go see Disclosure tonight? I was going to go see it on Saturday. So I was going to go see it on Saturday. Not sure. It says he's in Fresno. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. We're meeting in Botswana, Not Sure says. It's not, well, you misspelled Botswana. It's not Botswana, it's Botswana. You're not going to come to Botswana. No, you're going to meet Lisa in July. Like, when did you say you're going to be up in Grand Rapids? I think you said July. You're going to meet Lisa, which is going to really piss me off because that's going to be the second person that I've basically introduced to Lisa. And I still haven't met Lisa. Like, I still haven't met her in person. So I'm getting angry about it. And the other person that met Lisa, I met him. Like, I've actually met him before. So I don't know. You know what? Just lie to me. No. I tease about being jealous about like Matthew and Henna, but Not Sure meeting Lisa, I'm legitimately going to be jealous of. I'm like legitimately going to be jealous and pissed. Like, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'm going to ban both of them is what I'm going to do. So Matthew, what I was saying earlier, the question I was asking earlier when you were like having trouble with the internet was, and I answered it though. So I was saying basically like, is this like, if I want to control animations through code, it seems as though it's just as easy as just getting the animator object and just like calling the animation by name. And what I mean by name is like here, this says fists punch _L. And so here I would do like something like animator.play fist punch says L. And then I was able to answer that because I see that I'm already doing that, like with this play idle. I don't know what this set trigger refuse blink is. Like, I don't know what the set trigger does. And then Not Sure also asked yeah, that's the basic way. Yes. Yeah. And Not Sure also asked a good question about being able to blend one animation to the other. Is there some type of blending API? Henna says, hey, you were meant to tell about that one love from your life. Oh. I forgot how that came out. Wait, let me look at my conversation with you, Henna. I gotta remember how that came about. I know what you're talking about, but I gotta remember the context. I'm looking at my WhatsApp conversation. Okay, wait. Whenever I went to... Okay. Wait, you need to add a blend tree. Create state new from blend tree. Let's switch over to a members only stream. Give me a second. I'm going to set that up. For like the last half hour, we'll switch over to a members only. Okay, I'm clicking the button. It's not doing anything. All right. All right. All right, I'm going to try and do this. Got to do it down here, I think. Members only live stream. Start in 1 minute. Good thing you renewed your membership, Matthew. Actually, yeah, that actually is a good point. That's actually an excellent point. Get excited. 1 minute until members only. Oh, Matthew says it's automatic renewal. Oh, that's weird that I got a notification about it. Interesting. Okay. All right, we'll give it a second. It's automatic. But no, I really do want to talk about this. I want to talk about it in private, though. But I do want to talk about this because I wouldn't mind Henna's opinion on this story. There's a bit of a story here, but we'll wait until okay, this should be starting. Is this going to start? It's been a minute. At least I think it has. Let me see. Go engage members only. You already have a members only stream scheduled. Okay, well, make it happen. Are we members